What do you prefer? A busy man who makes time, or a man who always has time?
Always, always, always available.
Or he always has time on his hands for you?
Overthink tomorrow when we're alright. That's when we forget just who we are.
My thing, there's no such thing as too busy, in my opinion. You may not have the time to go and have a full blown conversation all hours of the day. You can send me a message when you can send me a text message. You can hit me a call and route to somewhere. Um, there's no such thing as that. I had someone who was really wanting to pursue a relationship, so they said, but they were always busy. Define busy. Because if you're on social media 24 hours a day, you had a time to text me. You had a time to make a call for me, but you were able to put something on social media, foolishness, and engage with them. That's not okay with me.
Well, I feel like I know who this person is, but go ahead.
But the question is like, who's somebody who is really busy, who
There's no such
makes time
thing.
for
That's what
you?
I'm saying. There's no such thing. I know people who are CEOs, business owners, things of that nature, and they made time.
But that's what I'm saying. You're not listening to the question.
Okay.
Somebody who is really busy, who makes time for you,
Right.
Or someone who
or
always has time.
somebody who always has time.
So that's the thing. I don't think there's no such thing as somebody who, of course, I want somebody who's going to make time. I don't want you to be a bum at the house chilling so you can FaceTime me all day. No, that's not what I'm doing because
But
I'm working.
somebody ain't gonna I don't believe that somebody always, every single moment you want to spend time with them, they got time. I
Right.
don't believe that.
Me either.
So he's making time. If
Mhm.
somebody, every time you say, hey, you want to go out to eat, they like, yeah, what time? Hey, you want to go to the movies? Yeah, what time? Hey, you want to hang out tonight? Yeah, what time? That's somebody who always has time.
Okay.
And then you call somebody and you say, hey, I want to go out to eat tonight. You know what, baby, I can't do it tonight. Can we? Because I'm busy. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe. That's making time. It's a difference.
But you know what? This the on the other end of that, like he could have, like I'm gonna say for me, when I used to just say, yeah, let's go, not even thinking about what I already have planned. So I end up canceling other stuff so that I could be with you, which is not a good thing because I don't want you to do that. That's irresponsible and that's disrespectful to other people's time. And if you're disrespectful to other people's time, eventually you might become disrespectful of my time. So, like, yes, I do want that. I want him to be able to make time for me. I want him to look at his calendar and say, wait, let me see what time you want to go. Okay, can we push it back? Or maybe I can move this around, you know? But if
Accommodating.
you just available every single time, every single time,
But how do we
don't
know that it's just, that's the thing. You don't know that they were just available. They just maybe saying, hey, because it's you, I'm available.
every single time.
I want somebody
Nobody
obsessed
ain't that
with me.
unless you ain't
I
got
want
nothing
them
going
obsessed
on.
with me. Like I do. I want a man who's obsessed with me.
You're crazy, and you want somebody who
But this okay. I
That's
and
what I
we
was
believe
saying the other
that
obsessed
you
with
day.
getting
can find
involved. What's
somebody,
wrong with him?
but you can find somebody who is obsessed with you. Yeah, they
Yo,
worship the ground that you walk on in every single moment
I
that
love it.
of their day they want to spend with you. But you also want them to be able to take care of you. They can't do both.
Right. That's the thing. That's why I'm like, I have no problem with you being working and
Unless
things of
you
that
gonna be the
nature.
breadwinner.
I
And
want
then
him
let
to
them
work.
worship you.
I want him to be able to do his thing and by all means, because I think that's where relationships, period, have some issues. Things become stagnant because it's all about them. When you first met somebody, they had their own life,
Yep.
going on. He playing golf with his boys. He is in his fraternity or he's doing his other side business. That's cool. But don't let me catch you out here in these streets doing your thing and you didn't send me a text message. That's my
Wait, so
thing.
they have to text you every place they go to
No,
let
my
you know
thing
I'm
is,
here?
no, it's not that. But I sent you a message at 5 o'clock. 5:10, I saw you on Facebook. I have a problem with that. That might be why
I
I'm single
agree.
now,
Like
but I
I
do.
agree. I agree. Like if I text you say, "Oh, I'm doing this XYZ or whatever," but also, like why are you checking the time? Like if
It's
you
just
send them a
so happen.
text,
You
no.
ain't met
If
me,
you
Paige. You
But
know.
this is what I'm saying. Like, you send them a text real quick, like, okay, hey, you want to go out? Da, 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 da. Like, you should have what you going on. I'm saying, yes, they should respond to you within, I don't know, like, what that window of time is that
It
they should
didn't matter if
respond
they
to you because,
didn't. If they didn't, it was cool. But the fact that you was doing something on social media, or that's what got me.
I can't check time because then I become obsessive. And I'm checking everything. And for me, like if you text me and I respond back to you immediately and I was doing something, now I forgot what I was doing. I have to finish what I'm doing before I go to you. So if you text me at 5 o'clock and at 5:10 I haven't responded, even though I'm on social media, I'm still doing something. Give me a minute. Give
Paige
me
said,
to
"Look, no,
you
Paige." Nika said, "This is my phone."
and I pay this bill. But give me a minute. Like this is my time. It's whatever you texted me, it's not pressing, it's not an emergency because you know what? You would have called me if it was an emergency. You wouldn't
but
have
it's
texted
also a
me.
matter of respect too for the
It
person
is. It's a
that you
matter of
with.
respect.
Like
It's a
it's a
matter of respect
quick
both ways.
response. Like I'm busy. Hey, real quick. Because I usually get back to people if I'm first of all, I don't have my phone attached to my hip. That's one. I usually don't have my phone attached to my hip, but I get back to people if I have it, like I'm like, oh, da da da. If- And if I don't, then I usually it's just a matter of respect for the people that you with. If somebody send you a text and you busy right now, I don't think it really and we talking about somebody you're in a relationship with. We ain't just talking about anybody that you just sliding with or you in a relationship with this person. If this person send you a text and be like, "Hey, I just wanted to say good morning," and you on social media and you don't respond because you own social media and you can't be like, "Hey, good morning," like I think that's
It
disrespectful.
depends on, but it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm just scrolling, that's
Nika's such a man.
Even if you make we keep saying it, even if
nah.
you making a post, you get that little
Oh no, I'm
notification
not
that
saying
come down like that. That
I'm not
post ain't going nowhere. You go
I'm
and
not
be like,
even
"Hey,
saying
good
because
morning."
I'm
That's
making a
like
post.
quick.
But even in that, even if I was making a post, now I'm saying like if I am, let's say I'm doing research for whatever, I'm opening something. TikTok got all the research. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for something specific. If I'm busy, give me a minute. Good morning. I can say I got until 11:59 to tell you.
Nobody ain't say that you had to respond like within the second. Good morning. Hey, good morning. But like, come on,
Give me
15
a minute.
minutes? Like
Give me
Or if
a
I
minute.
call you
If I'm posting,
consistently,
if I'm posting for real, if I'm posting, like I just said, my attention span, sometimes I'm Dory. If I stop posting, if I stop typing what I'm typing to say whatever to you, because it's not gonna be just good morning. It's gonna be good morning, handsome. How was your night? Blah 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 blah
see,
blah
you
blah
be
blah.
trying to do all the fixings. That's what you be trying to do. You be trying to add the fixings to it. Like they just be want to say good morning. You can be like, "Hey, handsome," after you say good morning.
Because if I just say good morning, then here come the influx of text messages. What's wrong? Well, you had a bad night, because that's not how I talk. Like
yeah,
so. You looking for me to be me, and if I just say good morning, I'm rushing you. So now you in your feelings because that's not how we communicate.
yeah.
Give me a minute. That's how I communicate. Give me a minute.
We have to
We
give what
going to
we
the
want.
golden rule now. We was already talking about this earlier, Paige. It's like, okay,
And
so that means he really
we
not
talked
into
about
you,
that.
in my opinion. He
This
really
is
not
the
into
thing. We
me.
did
Maybe
talk
he
about
not
that
into
golden
you.
rule.
I
Wait,
feel like he's
we
not
did
into
talk
me
about the
enough.
golden rule. You treat people how you want to be treated. So if somebody send you a text, you respond within a decent amount of time, especially if you really like feeling that person and you respond within a decent amount of the time because you're never too busy for the person that you really want to spend time with. But if you sending this person a text and this person ain't reciprocating that whole I'm gonna treat you how I want to be treated go out the window because you ain't reciprocating that.
But I'm gonna reel it back in because my bestie said I never take accountability on certain things. So I just thought about something. There was a situation. This is the same person, and I'm like, if I'm calling you consistently, don't send me a text message because I'm calling you. I
Well, yeah, I agree with that.
But I just thought about something though. And I'm like, so my thing was, I was like, you claim you love me and this and that, but you're not giving me you. And I know what it feels like for you to be into me, right? So this ain't it. But I just thought about it in my journey in my love for God. And I'm like, I claim to love God, but I don't pray as much as I can. I don't study the word as much as I can. So I guess we have to give grace on certain things with humans because at the same time, it's like, we don't do it either. I love God, but I haven't been communicating with him as much as I should have. So I guess I could say this God can really be into me, but not giving me what I need. How do you determine whether it's really you're not into me like that or it's you're human?
Okay, what is your definition of communicating with God? Because
So,
just because you sit like on your knees and yes, that is praying, but that is not your only communication with God because every moment that we get when recording this podcast, you usually reference him. That's
mm,
communicating with God.
mm.
You usually thank him in some type of like so your definition of communicating with God, what does that look like
To
for
me,
you?
communication is a back and forth, a give and take. So you text me, I text you back. You call me, I call you back. So with God, I'm praying, I'm reading your word, I'm listening, I'm paying attention. So
So you don't pay
it's a give
attention
and
to
take.
life? You don't pay attention to life?
You know what? If I'm gonna be honest,
24
there's been some times where I don't.
but 24 hours a day, you're not just like in a relationship. 24 hours a day, you're not thinking about that person. You have moments where you're thinking about work, you're thinking about your children, you're thinking about your goals, you're thinking about you have other things that you're thinking about, but there are moments in your life where you're thinking about God. That to me is a conversation with him because as long as you're thinking about him, he's listening. Like you don't have to sit and be like, "Oh God, thank." Like I think
So
that
so how do I know this man is thinking about me if he not
you
texting
don't
me
know,
and
but
calling me?
that's not your job to worry about how often he think about you.
Hmm.
That is not your job. Like why you can't control that no matter what anyway. If he think about you more than you think about him, or that is not your job to think about that. If he responds to you in a matter of time, and if he responds to you and be like, "Hey babe, I was in a meeting, and I just got back to you," whatever. Like,
That's different.
but that's what
That's
I'm
different.
saying.
If I
Yeah.
text a
You
guy,
have to. What
I
you
already
say?
if I text a guy and he doesn't respond to me immediately, the first thought I'm thinking he's busy. He'll call me or he'll text me when he can. If I look back and he hasn't responded to me yet, I text again. Everything all right? Because that's not your norm. Everything all right? And then if still no response, I'm calling because something's got to be wrong. And if nothing is wrong, then wait. Then if nothing is wrong, then it's like okay, because I hit you up and then we have a conversation. And I'm not saying like we argue or no. It's gonna be he's gonna tell me like, oh, I'm sorry, I meant to call you, but this is what was going on, and then that's it. For me, I feel the same way because I used to be the person that I'm gonna stop and respond to this text. Man, you know how many things I didn't finish because I don't forgot what the hell I was doing because I stopped to text him, and now I started a conversation, and I didn't go back to what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I had to prioritize. I was doing this already. Let me finish this. It'll take me 5 minutes to finish this, and then I go to that. Because if I stop this and go to that, I don't know how long this conversation gonna last. Because it could be quick, like Paige said, 2 seconds, or it could be 20 minutes. I don't know. So let me finish this 5 minute thing, and then I'll go to this. And like I said, if it's an emergency, then he'll let me know. But
Yeah.
actually, he's not gonna text me for an emergency. Now, have I been so busy in a day that I it took me a long time to text? Absolutely. It took me a long time to respond. But I was busy. It took me a long time to even remember that
But you
I was
weren't on
on
Facebook
Facebook.
though.
No, I wasn't on Facebook. Other thing, this is the other thing. With an iPhone, if you text me and I get that alert, if I open it, the alert is gone, right? Then when I have a minute, that alert not there no more. It's not in my face. I don't forgot that I was supposed to text you. I forgot I didn't respond to you because in my mind I thought about what I'm gonna text you. So I could have gone on to something else, and then I go back and I'm like, I never sent a message.
But
Sometimes that
why,
happens to
why would
me
you open the alert if you're not gonna respond?
because I read it. I looked. I'm in the middle of doing something. I'm talking. Yeah, I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna respond to that in a minute. That's just I don't know why my mind
Take
does
me
that.
to a dude, Paige.
Because I like that you stopped what you was doing to read the alert,
I'm in the
meaning
middle
that
of
you could
talking
have.
to you. Like I'm in the middle of talking to you. A text message comes through. I'll respond to him in a minute. So then what happened was, and then we continue, and then the conversation is over. Are we walking to the car? Are we still talking? I get in the car. I'm going to the next spot. Like it's gone. Then I sit down. I'm looking like forgot, forgot to send a text message. And it's not that I'm not into him. It's not that, and it don't even have to be a guy. It could be my mama. Like she literally sent the text message just like yesterday. Like who doesn't respond to their mother's text messages? Who doesn't answer their mother's phone calls? I'm sorry. Let me call this lady right now. And I called her. She was like, "Oh, you calling to tell me I'm petty, huh?" No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not calling you for that. What's going
But
on,
you
Mom?
know what? Going back to what you said about like if I send you a text message and then you don't respond within a certain amount of time, then I'll text you again. I don't send a second text.
Same.
Like if I text you that one and you don't respond and then you never respond, that's your response. Like I'm not gonna remind you to respond. Like it is what like if you then it is what it is. And then I
Sometimes
may
no
hear from you
response
for a
is a
few months
response.
or tomorrow.
Sometimes, but not all of the
Yeah, I
time.
just
So
I think it depends. So are we talking about somebody you like in a committed relationship with y'all like doing or we because it
yeah,
You know
depends
what?
if we're in a committed relationship
I
and
give
I'm
you more
texting you.
leeway. I give you more with leeway if we in a committed relationship because I know what you got going on as well.
That's what I'm
yeah, but if
saying.
it's
So
somebody
in a
that's new and not
committed,
like I'm not gonna convince you to be in
yeah.
communication with me. Like it's good, we good, bro. We are good.
Yeah, I
We
just don't
good.
send second text. Like I ain't checking. Like if we not in a committed relationship, like we together, and I text you and I don't hear nothing, then I ain't checking up on you to be like, hey, what's up? Like you ain't respond to my like.
But you
Okay,
know
I know what
what?
that is. Like
Even
it's
though I say I ain't petty and I don't
especially
think
by
I'm
the end
petty,
of the day.
but if it's somebody that I'm just all right with and I text them and they don't respond for however long, then I am gonna look at the time. And then I'm gonna take that long plus to respond back. Cause what the else are you
That's
doing?
cute. That's
Look,
cute.
Yeah, at that point, you're not at the top of my priority list. Like I'm not. Like I'll. It'll my. I don't think my text messages show this, but I'll read it and be like, "Phew." And then it is what it is, and I may or may not. Like if it's at that point, but that goes back to like treat people how you want to be treated. But if they don't reciprocate, then they don't. You know what I mean? Just like last episode, you was talking about them circles and how people in like if you on that outside of the circle and you're not that reciprocating, like then you on the outside, so you don't get like that first priority of return text. Like
so
you get
you're
the
on the
one where I
outer
ain't
band of
doing
the
nothing, and I'm like looking through like, oh
outer
shoot, I
band of
ain't
the
respond to
hurricane.
that. Let me like you get that one. You don't get the one that's like I got you. You know what I mean? Because I don't
Yeah.
know. We was talking about this before. Like you have to And I was saying I don't know if it come with age or just life in general, but you have to like protect your energy and everything that you have because you have to think about yourself. Bump them people. I'm saying it
Yeah.
again. I always say that. Forget them people because you have to worry about yourself. Yourself is what's important and how you feel. And if how you
That's
feel,
ego though.
you say it's not difficult. You just have to prioritize yourself and stop prioritizing people. That's the
Yep.
problem. You don't prioritize yourself. Forget them people. Bump them people. Who cares about what those people think? What is important is how you feel. And if being around somebody, whether you know them 100 years, you know them 2 hours, or you just met them, if being around somebody creates a certain type of funny energy for you or you feel a certain way, don't ignore that. I don't need to be hanging because you don't know. Maybe it's not today, tomorrow, 2 weeks from now, but something about that person is not right for you. And you need to listen to that. And it is okay to tell people like, we good. Like it's just it don't work for me.
You don't have
Hi.
to tell them nothing.
But even if she
Unless
wants to,
it's
because she not
friends.
just gonna do good and well, she ain't gonna just be like not telling me
I'm
nothing
still here.
and
I'm
say,
still in
you
the
know,
podcast right
you
now.
know, she gonna explain and she, you know what I
Hey,
mean? Like,
this
and that is
just
okay.
she was like, I think I'm gonna be late to this function. I'm gonna tell them that like whatever. I'm like, why you gotta tell them anything? They know you coming. You get there when you get there.
Yeah, like I yeah, I used to be a people pleaser.
And it's
And
miserable.
pleasing people always
Exhausting.
leaves you depleted. That's the problem. It leaves you depleted because you're constantly worrying about everybody else and not yourself. You have to get to a point where, like, the thing is, no matter how much you people please, is somebody always gonna be mad at you. So you might as well please yourself and be happy and just let whoever gonna be mad be mad.
You know, Erica is my favorite. And you know, she says, I work at pleasing me because I can't please you. And that's why
Well,
I do what I do. That lady be speaking
you
for
say bars.
Bars. Exactly. Exactly. But that's like you have to get to the point, and it's speaking from somebody who has like really like I've worked on myself, and I'm a major people pleaser, and I know like my heart, and I know how soft I am, and I know how I am, and I'm so hard on the outside, like it's really hard to penetrate that. And that's where you need to get because of who you are as a person, how much you give, how much you have to get to the point where you only allow a select few to get to that point where you really care about their opinions because you care
Mm,
too much about what people think. So you
I've always
only
been
need
like
to
that.
allow that's what I'm saying. It is okay. That is a part of who you are, and I'm not trying to change who you are. But what you need to do is you need to only allow a select few to be that part where you care.
Mm.
Everybody else, you need to set like it doesn't matter.
But you
You
want
need
to
to
change the core of who you are just because
why?
somebody didn't do right?
Why?
is it beneficial to you? Who you are? Does it benefit
This
you?
is what I'm thinking. You right on that end, but I'm thinking as far as karma, right? I'm not gonna treat you bad just because it's gonna come back
Nobody
around.
said, but nobody
Nobody
said
said
nothing
you not.
about treating
I'm
you
not gonna
bad.
treat you bad. I'm not gonna treat you any kind of way because you're not here anymore. I'm
Nothing.
no.
There is no way.
Like
There
how
is
much you
no
bad if
way.
you dead to me?
That
You know what?
again, that's what I'm saying. There
I
is no
literally told
treating bad. You're
somebody
irrelevant.
asked somebody asked me about this person who used to be in my life, and I was like, "You didn't hear?" They're like, "Hear what? He's dead." They're like, I said, "If you see him walking around, he's a ghost. He's a zombie. Stay the f away from him." Like, I don't deal with this person anymore, so you can't ask me about. I don't know. I don't know. Like, There's no, like, we can be in the same room. You would never think that we ever
I'm
knew each other.
dead.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he is too.
Yeah.
I don't treat him bad because I don't treat him at all. Like, he is a complete stranger. He just walked across the border. I never saw him before in my life. And
She's,
guess what? He treats me the exact same way. And I'm good with that. That feels good to my spirit.
look,
When I
it's like the
Yeah.
Kiki Palmer thing. Sorry to this man.
This is the thing.
sorry,
This is homework for you, Bella. This is what I want you to do.
better get homework every week.
Every week. This is homework. You need to find someone or something that you need to separate your energy from, right?
Uh-huh.
It's not reciprocated. It's not like it's not beneficial. You're worried about how they feel more than you worried about how them being in your life affect you, right? Just
Right.
find one person. I'm not saying find do this or find one person that, and I want you to separate your energy from this person. Choose
Uh-huh.
you.
Okay.
Choose you and choose how you feel. And after, if they send you a message, you don't need to respond to them because your energy is not, this person is not good for your energy. You don't owe them an explanation. You don't owe them a response. You don't owe them anything. Separate them from your life with silence. You don't owe them nothing because what you respond to them to let them know how you feel about a situation is for them. It's not for you
Yeah.
because they need a reason, not you, because you already know how you feel. Silence. I don't know if you can do this, but this is some good homework for you.
The only closure
Silence.
you need is at night when you close your eyes.
Oh.
And then after 2 weeks,
To my
there's
hey, I just
14
got your
days.
message.
No, not even. After 2 weeks, we want to know how you feel about this situation.
You know what?
If it makes you feel
We
better,
need to we need to set a, that could be our brunch date.
mhm,
Have a conversation. Don't give me no homework though.
because you have to learn, and it is okay. I think that where I I know what it is. No, I do. I know what it is. I
Okay.
think that you feel if you choose you, you're going against God's wishes. But when you please yourself and you put yourself first, that is pleasing God.
Not always, because
It
I've
is.
done things that are in my flesh just
But we're not talking
recently.
about flesh. That's not what we're talking about. We're
Okay.
talking about mental health. We're talking about well-being. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking
Okay.
about the desires. That's different.
Got you.
We're
Okay.
not talking about the desires of flesh. We're talking about situations, people, and things that allow us mentally, physically, emotionally to be unstable. But we
Okay.
feel like we need to do this because this is what I'm supposed to be as a child of God, and this is please. No, you need to put yourself first because you can't be your best, which what God wants you to be, if
Hmm.
you worried about everybody else. You pleasing everybody else. You can still do the work of God without allowing people, because you can still do the work of God without allowing people to drain you. Because if you allow people to drain you of everything that you have, you cannot do the work of God because you're not at 100%.
Yeah, I can see that.
So you have to put yourself first. Like you have to choose you. And then everything, and I think I said this in another podcast, you have a cup. You have to fill your cup first. If your cup is not overflowing, how you going to please everybody else? You ain't have enough in your cup to give to nobody else.
My thing is, if you're trying to build something with someone, you can't be selfish.
Yes, you can. They're selfish.
I
because
think
they
that
coming in with everything that they want.
I think
You
that
can be, hold on, Nika. You can be selfish until you get to the point of commitment.
you still got to take moments to yourself still, even in commitment.
But
Like
it's
in
like,
hopes.
why you half stepping? I'm not a half. I don't half do. You know what I'm saying? It's like
But
if I'm
you
here,
have
I'm
to.
here.
You
Like,
can't give everything, but you can't give everything to somebody
yeah,
that's not
And they don't even be done
deserving
earned
of
it.
everything.
huh?
Yeah, they don't even be done earned it.
That.
I think that because I wasn't raised in the church. So the things that you all were raised and you learned growing up, that wasn't a part of my life.
Mhm.
So I think that just, I guess, like as an outsider, and it's not that I never been to church, like I used to go whatever Bible study and all that as an adult, but it seems like in the Christian religion, it's a lot of self-sacrifice. Don't pray
Yeah,
for yourself. You pray for others, and you hope that other people pray for you. Like,
yeah,
why can't I ask for what I need? I don't understand that. Why do I have to sacrifice me for the greater good of everyone else? Like, I don't understand that. Like,
yeah,
why can't
And
I
that's,
make sure
yeah,
that I'm good so that I can help others? That makes sense to me. So it's like a conflict. Like you
yeah,
constantly giving yourself, giving yourself, and hoping and praying that somebody will do the same for you. And more
yep,
than likely, it don't happen.
yep.
So
And
like,
that's my problem with the whole like Christian and the church, and like, and that's why I am more spiritual. Like I still have the knowledge of the Christian, you know what I mean? Because I went to church with my great grandma. I know that, but I kind of combine that with my spiritual belief because there was a lot, like you say, a lot of things that in the Christian, like I kind of question that, like
mhm.
why is that, or why is
yeah,
this, or that don't make sense to me, or that, you know what I mean? So I kind of just question a lot of things. So I combine a lot of things, and I create a faith which is solely on God. Like it's still not different from anybody else who call them something else. You know what I mean? But I kind of combine a lot of different things that just make sense to me.
yeah,
I guess that's why we have to be equally yoked because if I'm thinking of you first, well, God first, and thinking of my mate and or my family and like that, and they're doing the same, we're all covered. But if you're seeking somebody who is not on your same level or they're not in the same headspace, that's where the inequality comes in. But that inequity is just like it seems like it's prevalent with relationships
in,
these days.
in all your years of life, have you ever met somebody that was equally yoked with you?
I thought I did at one point, and then
I don't think
I don't
that
know.
no two people are completely equally yoked.
Equally yoked,
but
right?
that's just like nobody's fully healed ever. It's a journey.
Absolutely. Okay, let me ask you a
So
question. Would you date somebody who had a thought process like I do?
Whew, that's
Like the
hard.
conversation that we, and you won't offend me whatever you say, like it is what it is, we friends and I don't have to
Yeah,
date
yeah.
you, but like the way I think about religion, spirituality, whatever it is, if you met somebody who kind of thought the way I did and didn't think like the way you do 100%, would you still be able to date them?
In hindsight, now, no, but I've done it. I married someone like that. So, but I think because of that experience, that's why I would say no. Because it's like if I'm going to church doing this and that, my first ministry is to this household. And if my husband say you need to stay your home, God, you said my first ministry is in this house. So it's like it's a conflict. So to avoid that, I need to find somebody who thinks like I do.
and I couldn't date somebody who was like a strict Christian. Like I can
Mhm.
respect your beliefs and I can respect you going to church and serving the Lord and all of that stuff. I can respect that. But that's not my life. Will I go to
Mhm.
Yeah,
church? Sometimes, yeah. But every
Mhm.
Sunday, nah. Am I gonna
Yeah.
go feed the homeless? Absolutely. I love to do stuff like that. But it's
We
not
did
because
it.
of Christian, right? It's not because of Christian faith. It's just because of humanity. People need things, and I have things, and I can give things, and I can help. But not
Yeah.
because somebody else told me to do it. It's just because I need it, and somebody's giving it to me, and it's just paying it forward.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, I wouldn't. I don't think that I could because I think
But
that
here's
I
your
would.
word. You said paying it forward. And that's how I feel about the way I treat people.
Yeah, but
You
it
might
has
not
to.
have
Even if
got it
they
on
don't
the
reciprocate,
It has
like
to be
even if they don't,
reciprocity.
it's different when it comes
It
to
has to be
emotions
reciprocity.
and
And that paying
things.
it forward in that situation, these are people that I don't know, never will see again, more than
This,
likely.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's
It's
in my life
different when it
every
comes to
day.
things
Wouldn't
and
you
when it
give
comes to
more to the person you
emotions.
love or the person you want to love or the person you want to build with?
Not if
But
they
if
not
they not
reciprocating.
reciprocating,
Nah, it's got to be a cutoff. No, 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 no.
because
Because
how
you know
can
what ends
you
up
be in a
happening?
relationship where you giving more than they giving in return? You still need. You have a
So what
need.
ends up happening is that's not called being in a relationship with mutual anything. That's called you being you.
Mm,
They taking what they can, and they taking and they taking and they taking and they taking, and what are you getting back?
Yeah,
yeah.
where you giving all of this? Where are you getting it from? Where are you replenishing? Where are you getting it from? And
Yeah.
I know you would say, "Oh, I'm getting it from the Word of God," but yeah, that is great. But you also need to get it from the person that you with, because in other words, why are you with them? It's like a charity. At that point, you just giving to a
Uh-oh.
charity,
I might as well give it to
pretty much.
somebody who I don't know, who I don't
Not your
expect.
name going to be changed to Salvation Army in my phone.
You might as well.
Look, what he want now.
Cause like
So
if you ain't giving nothing in return, that's pretty much what it is. It's a charity. A relationships are different than people, like life. Like you have to think of relationships different.
Mm,
Relationships are totally different than everything else. This is a person that you are conquering the world with. The world is hard enough by yourself. This person, if they ain't giving, you can conquer the world by yourself. Why do you need them? First of all, you got to conquer the world, and then you have to give them all you got. What do you have left? That's what you need to be looking for, a partner. So if this person is not helping you,
he's a
yeah.
dependent.
Uh-oh.
that's it.
So don't change his
This is
name
a
to
partnership.
Salvation Army. Change his name to Panhandler.
Uh-oh.
Tax dependent. You need to file him on your taxes, pretty much. You have to practice patience and trust that
Mm.
eventually the right person is going to be
That
sent your
event's been
way.
taking a long ass time. I'll tell you the truth.
Guess what? It is what it is. You know what I mean? Maybe you're not ready. Like you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
you're not ready. Maybe you still have work you need to do. Maybe you
Ain't no
still
maybe.
have,
It's true.
like, the thing is, once you get to the point where you are okay with being with yourself and you don't need,
Oh,
keyword
my
need,
rent said I don't need them. So I'm doing that, but
that
I would
that need
prefer
is
not
not just
to.
financial. I'm not talking about financial.
Yeah.
Need is not financial, because need can be emotional. Need can be uh, a whole lot of things.
But we're
When you
human.
are,
There's no such thing as not needing someone
yes, it
emotionally.
is. Yes, it is.
I don't agree.
I agree.
No, we're human.
A man,
I didn't say a man, but we
but that's
need
what we talking
people.
about. That's what we're not talking about people. Cause I have
Oh,
friends.
yeah,
I can
I
come
feel
talk to y'all.
like
I can. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking
this.
about a man.
My coworker
Because
asked me,
the
"Do
need, hold on, the need for a man and the need for uh like
companion?"
conversation and like that's different.
My
But my
coworker,
man's supposed to be my friend too.
my coworker asked me, "Do I need a man? Do women need men?" And my answer was yes. I was not created to be alone.
Right.
So
Right.
yes,
But you can be alone
I can also be a
for,
single parent, but
okay,
I think that I was created to be that. I needed a man to make those kids. I need a man to help raise those kids.
Facts.
Can I do
okay,
it by
yeah,
myself?
you're
Yes.
Absolutely,
right.
I am. But
you're
should
you're
I? No. Am I supposed
Correct.
to? No.
Correct.
You're absolutely right. But guess what? Do you
Here
want to
we are.
make kids with just anybody?
Apparently, I did, but that was
But that's not what I'm
that
saying.
was not the
Do
goal.
you want to make kids
Not
with
the
just
goal. No,
anybody?
just like I
Okay.
don't want to be in a relationship with
So
just anybody.
but in order to find the right person that you want to make children with, you have to practice patience, because everybody that you date, kick it with, all of those things are not father figures, father
Child,
material.
I've aged out of that part of my life. But if I would have waited, honestly, if I would have waited, looking back at the people that I had in my life, I probably wouldn't have kids right now.
Which is, children are a blessing. I believe that children are a blessing, and I'm probably where you are because I had children with somebody that, you know what I mean, I probably wouldn't have had children with. But and would I have had them? Probably not. But you did, like, you know what I mean.
And
But
I don't
we
regret
don't
it. Like
learn
my
from our
kids are
mistakes.
everything. My kids are my everything, even though they get on my damn nerves.
But we don't learn from our mistakes. Like we
Sometimes,
don't,
We're supposed to.
sometimes we don't.
but we should. We should.
And when we
It,
don't, guess what? It keeps coming back.
Repeating.
We
You
keep
go
getting knocked on our asses because we ain't learn.
until you pass that test. You're gonna repeat.
this
Facts.
is where I am, and you can't tell anybody where to be and how to be and do whatever they want to do. And like people have to go on their own journeys and do whatever. You know what I mean? All you can do is just say where you are and hope that somebody be like, you know what? I think that's. I am at a point right now where I have patience.
Hmm.
Obviously, y'all don't have patience,
How obviously?
and that is okay. You
What did
already
I
said
do
you.
Yeah.
that gave that portrayed that I don't have
I got the
patience?
patience of Job around this piece.
Now you don't have patience. I have to text you in 10 minutes. You don't have patience.
I was giving a just a general consensus. My thing is this particular story time, I called several days in a row just to say, I want to show you something. I just called several days in a row.
Your story time be different than mine, but go ahead. 'Cause I didn't even know we was in story time. I didn't even know we was.
We 5 hours in. We ain't heard the story yet.
I didn't even know we had a story time, but okay, go ahead.
It wasn't worth a story. I'll say that. But the point is, I gave this person, I just wanted to see because I knew they wasn't about nothing. I
Okay.
said,
Yeah. Go
I said,
ahead, because I
I
got a
said,
question.
Paul, we said we're going to do this. We're going to go ahead and try this relationship, right? So I said, okay, this is what you said I lack. This is what you said you lack. I said, I need consistent communication. I called every day for a full week just to see different times of the day. Because you could be at work, you could be doing this. You didn't pick up. I didn't get a call back. Then I get a text. I was at work for a week. Oh, okay.
My time.
Yeah.
Are you still in contact with this person? Yes or no? Because we don't
Yes.
want no explanation. Yes or no?
Yes. But it's not what that is.
Don't matter.
No,
Your fault. This is a person that's not reliable. This is a person that's not consistent. Why is this person even still around?
I
Why?
second that. Why you giving him your energy?
To get entertainment from TikTok. You do not have to be entertained by this person that
Uh-oh.
consistently disappoints.
Uh-oh.
Block.
Yeah, why you giving him your energy? He
And
don't
tell them
deserve it.
do not inbox me.
Oh, wow.
And that doesn't fall into the I want to treat people the way I want to be treated.
See, this is my
Absolutely
homework
not.
to figure out why.
Because
That's
what
the
goes
homework.
back to the believe who people are, believe who they are the first time they show you or tell you. And I'm sure that was not the first time because you said you circling the block. So y'all already didn't make it. Now y'all didn't make it again. So it's gonna be a third. Like, why you still here?
Mm.
We don't need to
Yeah.
try
And that
third.
ain't your friend.
No,
And
this
that
person not my friend. No, this person not my friend at all.